To my fan who left me some constructive criticism in my last video, you hurt my feelings a little bit, but I did take some of your advice into consideration. So I brushed my hair this time a little bit. It's kind of hard because my hair is curly. My Valley accent, it's not going anywhere. I don't think it's very Valley, but I grew up in LA, so I talk like this, and I got a new background. So I hope you like this one better. Anyways, so hi, welcome back. That's me welcoming myself back because I disappeared for a month and a half. So what has happened in the last month? I dyed my hair, my computer broke, I explored a lot of San Diego with my roommate, I started a new workout challenge, the Chloe Ting 2021 Flat Stomach Challenge, which has been going really well. And I've been seeing a lot of 222, which makes me really happy because it's supposed to symbolize new beginnings, and with graduation just being a few months away, I am ready for whatever the universe is ready to throw at me. And last but not least, my excitement for creating videos has returned after a conversation with one of my coworkers, Eliana. If you're watching this, thank you. So I thought that it would be fun to do like a monthly favorites video, very self-explanatory, just talking about some of my favorite things for the month. So the first thing that I wanted to talk about is my new favorite like coffee duo. So if you know me in real life, you know that I kind of have a slight Starbucks obsession. I was spending a lot of money at Starbucks. My roommate and I decided that maybe it was time to consider making our own coffee at home. Still not doing that like completely, like we don't have a coffee maker, but I discovered this cold brew. It's from La Colombe Coffee. I get it at Whole Foods. It's like $7, I think, and I mix it with some of this vanilla Trader Joe's creamer, and I think together it's only about 35 calories, which is crazy, but it also tastes super duper good. I'm on the hunt for a really good cold brew. I also had tried the Groundworks cold brew, which I was really excited about because Groundworks is actually my favorite coffee shop, but it was a little bit too sour for me. So I definitely like the La Colombe one better, but if anybody has any cold brew recommendations, please comment down below or just like let me know. Next, we have some skincare products. So I've had very problematic skin since I don't want to say problematic. I've had very acne prone skin since I was in like the 6th grade, and every year I try new things to help with my acne. I've been on medication, I have changed my diet, I've just tried a lot of different things. But this year I'm committed to get my skin back on track. I recently discovered Hyram, you know, the skincare god, Skincare by Hyram. I started this year off with a completely new set of skincare products suggested by Hyram, and so the two things that I like the most, first is this Paula's Choice 2% BHA liquid exfoliant. I know for people who get little bumps on their skin like me, it's recommended that you exfoliate. So this is really nice because it's a chemical exfoliant. You can use it once or twice a day. I use it 2 times a day, in the morning when I do my skincare routine and then at night before I go to bed. And you're supposed to use it on a cotton pad. For a little bit I thought that I was wasting a lot of product by using cotton pads, so I started putting it on my hand and it actually started exfoliating like these little in-between parts of my fingers. So use the cotton pads, I guess. The other product that I've really been loving is the Youth to the People moisturizer. Before this, I was super duper committed to using the Clinique Moisture Surge, which has been my favorite moisturizer for a while now. I'm also currently using their cleanser, and all their products are vegan, I believe, and I really like it. I think this one is super hydrating. Next, we have music. So my 2 favorite songs for the month, I was debating between Streets by Doja Cat and Good Days by SZA. 2 very different vibes. I feel like Streets gives me like bad bitch vibes, and Good Days gives me like sad bitch vibes, but also like bad bitch vibes, if that makes sense. Yeah, I've been listening to like Good Days on repeat so many days throughout this month. It's just such a good song. I love it. Next we have TV shows. So I'm going to preface this by saying that Shameless and Euphoria are my 2 favorite shows of all time. And I would also like to give honorary mention to The Queen's Gambit and Emily in Paris, which are 2 shows that I have watched in the last few months and absolutely loved. But my favorite, okay, so my original February favorite for TV shows, side note, I don't watch a lot of TV shows. I just happened to be binging a lot this last month because senioritis has hit and I'm trying to avoid doing actual work for school. But anyways, my favorite show that I was originally gonna mention is called The Big Day. It is a Netflix show and it basically shows like highlights of big extravagant Indian weddings. I know the brown girl in me just jumped out, but there's something very satisfying about watching like weddings that you probably won't ever be able to afford. Like these weddings are very, very extravagant, but I don't know, there's a whole nother layer to it. They take into consideration a lot of other things like incorporating local people in the area that they're deciding to have their wedding, and also kind of breaking down like patriarchal traditions that have existed for years in like traditional Hindu Indian weddings. It was just really fun to watch for me, and it's only 3 episodes. The other show that I want to mention that I watched closer to the end of the month is called Behind Her Eyes. Oh my god, the show is so good. Like the first few episodes you might not get super hooked. Like I was gonna stop watching. It's been so hard because I feel like there's so much to talk about when it comes to this show, and I didn't want to talk to any of my friends about it before they watched it because I don't want to like ruin what happens. This show is about like lucid dreaming, and my favorite thing about it is that the scenes, like the mood shift in the different scenes, like one moment you feel like you're watching like a sitcom, very happy, very, you know, and then the next it becomes really dark and you feel like you're watching like a scary movie. So it was really interesting to see like those contrasts, and I'm a big scaredy cat. Like I can't watch scary things, and every time I start something kind of in this genre of like psychological thrillers, like this is definitely a psychological thriller. I love psychological thrillers, but I can't watch scary things, and there's like a very fine line. This did not cross it. It almost did, but it's really good. If you haven't seen it yet, watch it. It's so good. I really enjoyed it. Next, I have my favorite movie, which is Stuck in Love. This is my favorite movie of all time, and I used to be super embarrassed to admit that, but I rewatched it for like the 10th time on Valentine's Day because my roommate hadn't watched it and she really liked it too. It's honestly so good. Like I love Lily Collins. I feel like she's beautiful and she's such a good actress, but she doesn't get the roles that she deserves. It also reminded me of my childhood crush on Logan Lerman. I was so obsessed with Logan Lerman after like Percy Jackson came out, but he honestly doesn't look that good in this movie. Like rewatching it, I realized this. I didn't even realize it. My roommate pointed out to me and I'm like, you're right, he doesn't look too good in this movie. But it's old. Next, I want to mention my favorite podcast. This one's kind of tricky because I honestly haven't listened to a lot of podcasts. I was really trying to. Like one of my goals for this year is to not only read more, but also listen to more podcasts, because when we were still in person for going to school, I used to always listen to podcasts on the way there, so I was listening to a lot more podcasts. But now that I don't have like random spurts of time throughout the day where I'm like doing something that doesn't require a lot of mental energy, like walking to school, I don't make the time to listen to podcasts, but I'm trying to start again. So the podcast that I wanted to mention is called In the Dark, and surprisingly it is a true crime podcast, which also really surprises me because like I said, I can't watch or listen to scary things. I'm just a big scaredy cat. But I was listening to a few episodes on the case of this boy who got kidnapped called Jacob Wetterling. They went and they asked like the people who were involved in the case, like, if you could go back and look at this case, would you have done anything differently? And some people say no, and that's just really interesting because looking back at how this investigation was carried out, there were a lot of things that were right in front of them that they missed. So it's just, I don't know, I thought it was really interesting. I would definitely suggest giving it a listen if you're into like true crime. Last but not least, something funny that's kind of cute that I just wanted to add in to finish off my favorites video is my favorite TikTok of the month. Originally, I was going to try to include the TikTok in the video, but I watched some videos on copyright and I don't think that's allowed. But anyways, the TikTok user's name is Sylvania and Drama, and I don't know how I got on this side of TikTok, but they have like different like stuffed characters. There's like a hedgehog and not a hedgehog. There's like a porcupine and like a kangaroo, and it's just like a dramatic, it's just so dramatic. Oh my god. My favorite one, there's like, since I can't show the video, I guess I have to describe it, and obviously describing TikToks is way less funny than actually watching them, but I'll put their username in the description if anybody wants to go and check them out. Yeah, so like the kangaroo is like a hairdresser, and her husband, I think he's a bear, is cheating on her with like the porcupine, and the kangaroo figures this out because the husband comes home with like porcupine spikes on his clothes, and also the kangaroo is a hairdresser and is giving, oh my god, this is so hard to explain. Basically the kangaroo, through her hairdressing job, like finds out that her husband is cheating on her, and like it's so dramatic. She like knocks them out with a piano, and then like they end up together at the end. It's so funny, just please go watch it. And to make things like even more dramatic, the audio is Amy Winehouse like Back to Black playing in the background. It's so funny. I don't know, I wish I could just show the video. Anyways, that is it for my February favorites. I hope that you found something interesting and like one of my favorites becomes your favorites. Thank you for watching my videos. If you do, I really enjoy making these and I hope to continue doing it. So thank you. All right, bye.